Hey everyone, it's Kate with Maritime Ceramics, and I am here with another kiln opening for you. I'm really anxious to see what's in here because this is the last load before I take some stuff into a new retail partner. Our art gallery here, the Beaverbrook Art Gallery, has agreed to stock my stuff in their gift shop, which is very exciting. New Brunswick, which is the province in Canada that I live in, is really fortunate to have a tremendous variety of potters, some really talented people that live and work here. We have a College of Craft and Design that does some great work and produces some excellent potters. And actually, if you saw the Great Canadian Pottery Throwdown, there was only the one season, unfortunately, but 3 of the potters that made it on there were from New Brunswick. So there's some stiff competition is what I'm saying. So very honored that the Beaverbrook Boutique is going to be stocking my stuff, and I want to make sure that I get them some of my best stuff. So we'll see if some of that is in this kiln load. Did put in cones just on the top level of this load, and it looks like we got a pretty good cone 6. What should we look at first? Let's look at the test tile. Okay, that's pretty good. I did the review on frosted turquoise. Frosted turquoise? No. Floating turquoise, Spectrum floating turquoise a while back, and I really like that glaze, and so I bought it in dipping form. And I have 2 test tiles in here, one at 6 seconds and one at 3 seconds, and this is looking pretty good. Always nice to see that I managed to mix a glaze properly. Okay, we have a bunch of olive oil bottles on the top level here. So I've got a couple of different versions. I've got some of these ones with my leaf and vine motif. This glaze is something that I tried from an Amaco video that they put up recently. I'll link to it down in the description or in the comments. And it was about using celadons as watercolors. And so this is a combo of wasabi and pear celadon. So the wasabi is actually the dipping version, which I've just put on with a brush, and then I put 2 coats of the pear celadon over top. I did another one of these that came out a little lighter, so I don't know. This is okay, but it wasn't quite the watercolory vibe I was after. So I have a few of these guys in this load. And one more little stubby guy. And I have the 3 Laguna Power Turquoise olive oil bottles, or I suppose they could be vinegar. This guy's a little hefty, but I do like the texture on it. Trying to put some thought into, you might have oil on your hands, right? I mean, oil could drip or whatever, and you want something with a little bit of texture so that people can still pick it up and use it. And the Power Turquoise is still being quite well behaved, which I appreciate. So I think the specific gravity on that one is still pretty good. Maybe a little thick. Was getting a little gloopy there, but so. And the third one. I like this guy. So again, the texture here is really about giving some grip. If I wasn't using the white clay, if I was using red clay, I would have left a bare section and maybe, had one glaze on the top, different glaze on the bottom with some of the raw clay to hold on to. This is Coyote's Iris, which I also did a review on a little while ago. I was comparing it to mulberry. Anyway, I've run out of mulberry, so we're on to the Iris with amethyst dipped over top. Now, I think the overlap with the amethyst was too much because it's really kind of slid down. I only put like this much amethyst on the top. So I think I need to be careful to make sure that the iris and the amethyst do not overlap. each other. And this was, I actually poured it into a bowl and I just kind of put the cups in and did this. So it was kind of poured, I guess. And same colorway here. Turned out nicely. This is intended to be a utensil holder, but I mean, people might use it as a vase, who knows. And this is one of my Neriage vases. This one's a very kind of stormy day feel to it. Interesting. They all turn out different. That's what I like about the Neriage, that you're never really quite sure what you're gonna get. This, I would guess, is sea green, although I do kind of mix them pretty freely. I will say, because you have to trim the outside of these to get the colors nice and sharp, and you can see that they're not really super sharp here, because this is a really difficult shape to trim and not leave like lines. I actually sanded this before I put the glaze on it. So I'm changing my approach for Neriage pots and thinking about the trimming of them when I'm throwing them, so I don't make my life more difficult. Life is difficult enough, right? Now, rocking this before I took it out, because on the last unloading video, a couple of you said it's what you should do, because yes, the posts do stick. That is a thing. Okay, we have a layer of mostly mugs, which is nicely alliterative. This is the one non-mug that's in there, and this is Amaco's Wasabi Celadon dipped and 2 coats of seaweed brushed around the rim. Classic combo. Oh, no, there are 2 non-mugs. There's another cup. And I have a few mugs in that colorway as well. This one is not what you would call round. I guess she's gonna be a second. A distinctly oval shape. And the handle is crooked too. So, you know, I don't know. Somebody might get this for Christmas. That's not true. I give people good stuff. Never quite know what to do with my seconds. It's too bad, because otherwise, cute. Okay, the rest of these look a little rounder. It's tough with these because of the carving. You have to hold them to carve them, and I try to be very careful, but sometimes. And this one, actually, I might pop in for a refire. It's got some, there's spots where, because this is quite deep texture, when you do the dip, sometimes the air gets trapped and then it looks like it's glazed, but then when it goes through the kiln, this kind of thing happens. Ooh, a lovely, lovely drip on the handle there. Quite like that. And here's another one in the same vein. I find mugs to be a bit of a slog, so I let myself make each one a little different. This has a delightful drip on it. Look at that. That's a nice one. I think that one's going to the Beaverbrook. And it's round. And I have been doing more with the pear celadon and the seaweed. Quite like that color combo. I actually am almost through that bottle of pear celadon. That's a good solid mug too, like that one. And the last one on this level is a purple purple mug. And again, this is iris with amethyst. Lovely. Again, I think I will make sure that I don't overlap the iris and amethyst in the future, just because I prefer it when the amethyst kind of goes right up to the top and it doesn't slide down like that. You can see the iris was a little bit thinner here and it's almost a bluish color. While I'm taking out the kiln shelf, now is a great time to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thank you so much for your support. It really does mean the world to me. It is harder than ever these days to get YouTube to show your videos to new people. So everything that you do helps, and I really appreciate everybody who chooses to spend some time with me. Okay, oh, and some test tiles. Let's see what we've got in here for test tiles. Okay, so there's our 3-second dip of floating turquoise. So you see the difference between the 3 seconds and the 6 seconds. 3 seconds is actually probably better. When I dipped it, it just didn't look like there was much glaze on it. So I did the second test just to make sure. If you can see the difference in the shade between these two. The bottom shelf always fires a little cooler than the top shelf. So this was a slightly hot cone 6. I would say this is probably a 5.5, be my guess. But I didn't put a cone in on it. This is Pottery Supply House's True Colors Clear. I bought this in dipping form, mixed it up. I've actually filmed that for you. When I started kind of mixing my own glazes, mixing commercial glazes, it felt kind of intimidating. So I did do a video of mixing this one up. So if anybody's interested in kind of being reassured, I would say learning how to mix your own glaze, which I guess you will, but mostly it's super easy. If you want some reassurance on that front, watch out for my video coming up. Anyway, it looks like specific gravity on that is good. It doesn't look very milky. The True Colors Clear it's a solid glaze, very affordable. This was 10 kilograms, which I think is about 25 pounds, and it was $100. So because of that, I thought, I wonder if I could make my own celadons. And by my own celadons, I mean put mason stain into commercial clear glaze. And in fact, I can. This looks pretty good. This is Victoria Green. Obviously you can see that it makes the designer liner move a little bit, so that's good to know. This was about 3% of the Victoria Green. It is a very bright green. Let's see if we can compare it to the wasabi celadon. So you can see that the wasabi is a little more yellow. This is a very spring green color. So I might glaze a few things in this color and see if they sell, see if people like this color better than the wasabi. Certainly it's more affordable to do it this way, but yeah, just neat to know that it's easy to mix my own celadon style glazes. Just get the mason stains and come up with your own colors, right? Okay, the last mugs, are they all round? I think they might all be round. Okay, we have a lot of Laguna Power Turquoise in here, which I put all of them on cookies because I was not sure if they were going to survive or not, but they did. And a few of my cloud cups in here. I've actually kind of stopped making this style. We're taking a break from it because I find it's very difficult to get it the way I want it with the ridges, which is just a practice thing. But anyway, I have moved more toward this style, and I use an oyster shell to get the texture on the outside of this. This glaze is Misty Forest. So it's a recipe that I mixed up myself. I did not make the recipe. That was Joe Thompson over at Old Forge Creations. And this was a slow cool firing. So you can see lots of little microcrystals there. Very pretty. So I mix this one myself, and so I start with the test tile, and then I do bowl, and then I do spoon rest, and I'm kind of getting larger and larger pieces, just because I don't want to waste large pieces. Did get a little bit of a drip there, so I'll have to be careful, maybe lighten up the specific gravity a smidge, or just give myself more space on the bottom. But very pretty. And I've tested this one out with lemon and tomatoes, and it does not leach, which I was concerned about. And then this one will go through the freezer test as well. So it'll go in the freezer, and then I'll pour boiling water into it. If it cracks in half, we know we have a problem. If not, we carry on. And we have another one of the leaf cups. This one turned out perfectly. I think that one's probably headed to the Beaver Brook as well. 2 more cloud cups. You see what I mean by that I'm not able to do them very consistently yet. I mean, it's okay. I don't really try to make things exactly the same anyway, but there is like, I don't know. Some of them just feel better in the hand than others. So, oh, and another cloud cup. I think I did all the ones I had on hand in the Laguna Power Turquoise. And the last piece is a mug in Laguna Power Turquoise. Oops. And this guy had texture down at the bottom as well. I think I might actually want the Power Turquoise just a little lighter. I'll have to try and do quicker dips. It is obscuring a lot of the texture, which, I mean, it's not a Celadon, it's going to obscure it, but it obscures more than I had hoped. I'm pleased with that kiln load overall. Yeah, I'm excited about mixing my own Celadons and about that Misty Forest glaze. I will put in the description for this video links to the review videos that I've done for the glazes that I used. I think I've got one on pretty much everything that I pulled out of the kiln today. So I will link those down below, and stay tuned because I think the next video that's coming out is that second mystery glaze video. So if you remember my last kiln unloading, I had some mystery glaze combos that people were trying to guess. Sarah from 3 Little Potters got pretty close with her guess for one of them. Last week's video was Coyote's Frosted Topaz, so go check that one out if you haven't seen it yet, and next week's will be the second mystery glaze unveiling. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.